Hi everyone, welcome to Kole Sukailu, Real Aikaiwa Shadowing. Let's get started with today's shadowing lesson. Listen to today's real native conversation. Focus on the rhythm and shadow along. Hyomo, Ishoni, step up, Shimasho. Practice daily to master vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, and rhythm. Repeat. Try again and again. Zehi. Shanaru no toroku wo. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Okay, are you ready? Here we go.
So you're trying to say something's not quite right, but it's not completely wrong either? Like, it's bimyo?
Yeah, that's the word bimyo. It's that feeling of uncertainty when something is just off. Like, you wouldn't say it's bad, but you can say it's as good either.
Right. You know, the English language, it's got ways to say that. It's like trying to capture a flavor not quite sweet, not quite sour. You need the right word, you know?
Yeah, and that not quite is the tricky part. It's nuanced, right? So what are some of those common phrases?
Well, let's start with a classic one. It's kind of iffy.
Iffy, yeah, I've heard that.
So you wouldn't use it for, like, describing your grandma's apple pie, right?
Yeah.
It's more when you're unsure about the outcome or quality of something.
Right, it's like, this restaurant, it looks kind of iffy, or whether they can make it on time for the project, that's a bit iffy. It has a doubtful feeling, huh?
Exactly. Now, what about when someone asks you directly and you just don't want to commit? How about, I'm not sure?
Oh, yeah, that's a lifesaver. You're basically saying, I can't really say.
Right, and you're being honest without being harsh, right? Like, was the movie good? I'm not sure about that. The story was weird, but the visuals were great. You're not saying it was terrible, but you're not saying it was amazing either.
Yeah, you're playing it safe. Kind of like, it's honest and polite, I guess. So what else you got?
Okay, next up, mixed feelings. This is when you can see both the good and the bad.
Oh, that's a good one. So, for example, I have mixed feelings about this new update. It is faster, but the design is terrible.
Exactly. You see both sides can't quite make up your mind, you know? It's like a little bit of happiness and a little bit of meh, all mixed up.
So it's not simply good or bad, it's layered. You're acknowledging a complexity.
Right. And then there's the word is subtle, when things are only a little bit different.
Subtle, that's usually about nuances, right?
Yeah, like there's a subtle difference between these two blues. Or the flavor has a subtle hint of vanilla. It's not obvious. It's a slight variation that's not easily noticeable.
It's about the details that are kind of tricky to pinpoint. So you're not saying it's wrong, just that it's not entirely the same, eh?
Right. It's a delicate difference. And lastly, we have toss-up.
Toss-up, so that's when the odds are even, right?
Exactly. It's like flipping a coin. Whether they will win or lose the game, it's a toss-up, or whether they'll get accepted to the program, that's a toss-up. It's completely uncertain. You just don't know what's going to happen.
So it's like saying anything could happen. There is no clear favorite, eh?
Right. The outcome is neither good nor bad. It's just completely uncertain.
Okay, so we have iffy, I'm not sure, mixed feelings, subtle, and toss-up. That covers a lot of those bimyo situations, I think.
Yeah, these phrases, they're useful to have in your back pocket to express the nuanced, not so sure feeling you get when something is just, you know.
Right. It's about adding that extra bit of realness to the conversation, right? It's like saying, I'm not a robot. I can't just say good or bad, right?
Exactly. So let's recap them real quick to lock them in. We have iffy, then I'm not sure.
Following that, we have mixed feelings.
Then subtle.
And finally, toss-up.
All right, we've finished today's lesson. How did you find it? Kyomo Sukoshi Zutsu step up. Dekimashita ne. Hontoni. Sugoi desu. Please let me know your thoughts or requests in the comments. And Zehi Cheneru no Toroku wo Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. I'm looking forward to seeing you all again. Ashita mo, Ishoni, Gambari mashone. See you next time. Bye-bye.